Where there's a will, there's a way. Like the last words I will say before I leave this earth, or maybe it won't be where there's a will, there's a way. It will probably be, isn't God still on the throne? So I announced this morning that I have this amazing 1 hour tutorial that I'm going to host for you guys. And I did, but guess what? I was wearing a mic. So much for, do you want to go global digital? I will help you. I know how. I wore a mic that hit against the braids, my braids, the whole time. And so my YouTube video is null and void. But anyway, I am going to go through every social media platform and do a live to replace that YouTube that I created. Hello, everybody. I've missed you guys on live. I love it when I come on live. Who's this? Hey, Mahmoud. Hi, Chris. Is it Christina Hearts? Oh, Christina Arts. Nice. Happy to see you guys. Welcome to today's broadcast. I put out a post and I was posing saying, if you're interested in building a global personal brand and positioning for international opportunities, I got you. Now, I put out a post, was it yesterday, to talk about my journey? People, I've had journeys. I'm turning 40 on Monday, but I feel like I've lived like 4 times 40 years by now. Let me continue saying hi to people. Who's this? Hi, Benes, moi, guys, your names. Harry Hills, Bray Mooney. Hi, guys. Welcome to this broadcast. So what I would like to talk about today, I'm going to go on all my social media platforms and talk about it because I butchered that YouTube video, is if you would like to learn how to grow a global personal brand and position for international opportunities, I have got you. So I'm going to go through 10 tips, and these are practical tips. Literally, if you're in Africa and you're awake for some reason right now and you would like to today change your personal brand, you can today before midnight in Africa. Change your personal brand to reposition to have a global personal brand presence. And I would like to take you through these 10 tips on how you can do that. So if you are in a context, let's say career, because this speaks to both career and business, guys. You know, I speak to both, right? If you're in a career and you're thinking, there is no way I have an opportunity to climb up. I am, I've got a couple of people ahead of me, or I just don't see opportunities in this organization. You can promote yourself. I've actually done another video that says that. Like, no promotion, no sweat. You should check it out on Modesta.Africa TV on YouTube. No problem. If you feel like, I remember I was in a context and we were talking about succession planning or something, and somebody says, Modesta, there is no way that I'm going to get promoted unless this person dies. I'm like, oh my goodness, you're actually praying that somebody dies? No, I'm not praying, but that's the obvious thing. There are no opportunities for other people unless these people decide to retire, decide to move on. You can't wait for that before you can elevate your profile, before you can develop professionally and financially, right? And so I would like to show you, if you're in a position, in a career context, you're thinking, there are no opportunities in this organization. I either get out, go work somewhere else, or, this is it for me. Or if you're in a context where you feel like, I would like to grow my business, but the industry and the market I'm in, I feel like it's as far as I can go. So what are other opportunities out there for me? What else can I do to grow my footprint, to grow my brand, to grow my business, other than being in this context? Or maybe you simply had always wanted to have an international career. You feel like, I've done all that I can right now. I'd like to experience the challenge of different cultures, of different contexts, different paces, but where do I start? What does it take? I've got you too. So whatever you had been thinking of, whether you were held back by COVID 2020, I'm not even calling COVID-19, COVID 2020, right? And you're like, man, I was not professionally nor financially ready for this. What does it take then for me to take control of my own progress, rather than kind of hoping the market, the economy, my employer, my clients, will be there for me? I honestly believe that you can create your own world and then step into it and live it. I would like today to help you understand and to learn the skills actual tips you can apply as soon as you get out of this broadcast, to be able to so distinguish your personal brand, so elevate your value add, the solution that you're out here to bring, that opportunities will keep looking for you. And you're like, oh, Modesta, you talk big, you talk smack. Listen, okay? I came from a context, and some of you may know this. Hey, Unisex Salon Next Level. I see you next level. What? This lady is ready. Hi, Princess who? Princess Matashi. Hi. Hi, Afro. Hello. Hi, Martina Comba. Greetings. Hello, Fierce who? Fierce First Lady. Hello, First Lady. Fierce First Lady. Right? I'd like to let you know there was a context, there was a time. I was named one of the movers and shakers of Africa by the Times of London. Guys, the Times of London, okay? There's a context where, I was out on global programs like President Obama Young African Leadership Program, Fortune Most Powerful Mentoring Program, getting awards left, right, and center, being in contexts where I'm rubbing shoulders with presidents and I'm sitting there with decision makers. I was feeling half of myself in some context, and then life happened and it humbled me. You guys may have seen a post that I put out yesterday that we had to follow. Hi, Doris. We had to follow my husband out of the country for his studies. I protested. May it please go on record that I protested. I'm like, why? Why would we come? I had already just had 2 back-to-back pregnancies, kept me in bed for 2 years. There was no way that I now wanted to leave Tanzania. I didn't want to leave my country. I didn't want to leave my context where I had built a brand. I'd built businesses. I was a group managing director of 5 businesses. We were winning awards. We were in the media, touching millions of people. 10 million. If you guys, anybody from Tanzania heard of Temino, 10 million listeners every single Saturday. I mean, I was grateful to God that things were going well. So coming to where I am right now, leaving Tanzania, for me was like, no, it makes no sense. I'm fine. But I am a dutiful wife. And I did pack up my little kids, 2 and 3-year-old. And we traveled. Hey, Enos, I see you, my brother. Welcome. Hi, Miss Marie. And we came out here. We show up living on a stipend for him because he got a scholarship and it was just for one person. Initially, we lived in a 1-bedroom. Actually, one of the people, she commented on my post yesterday when I was talking about, everything that we went through. She goes, man, you guys are the real deal, because it was her house. Her and her, brothers and sisters, that was their house. We rented 1-bedroom, people. From people who had built their own house, we rented 1-bedroom. We're on a student stipend, thank you very much. And there was a bed for me and my husband, and a bed for my 2 little girls who would sometimes come in. They're toddlers. Just get on our bed, right? This is our context. And then, there's a lot happened. Fast forward, 2nd semester of his studies, my husband leaves where we are to go to another country because it was like a 2-country global program. Leaves me in a foreign country with 2 little children. By the way, with $50. I think if he hears this, he'll be like, baby, we had to tell him that. $50, $50. I don't care what conversion of what currency, $50 is not going to go far for a woman with 2 little toddlers in diapers. It was dire. So I was thinking, what do I do? I'm in a new context. I can't even go anywhere because I'm with these little kids. What am I going to do? There's no getting help. There's no one who's supporting you. It's just you and your little kids. So for 2 years, I was like, oh my God, why did I even get married? Oh, I used to be something. I was, where's my life gone? But I just got over that. Okay, fine. It took me 2 years to get over that. It took me 2 whole years to get over that. To a point where I said, Modesta, if you have been backed against the wall, stripped to the core, nothing, no accolades or nothing, your name means nothing in this context. You're just another face, a Black woman out here in a sea of many others who's actually restricted and is just sitting in someone's house. So how do we help you? I'm like, so if your name doesn't open doors, your previous experience in your context means nothing here, what are you going to do? And that's when I was forced to pivot. I was forced to build a global personal brand. And I've so built the authority that I have ideal clients. And I'll tell you what I define as ideal clients in a minute. So build the platform going from living off a stipend of one student, going from anonymous because I wasn't even getting out to network with anybody in my new context, going from sitting at home with little toddlers who would just walk in, they couldn't go to the washroom themselves, they couldn't eat, there's nothing they were going to do for themselves. It was me 24/7. I was haggard, I was tired. Ask the people I lived with. I looked like I was about to drop any minute, and many a days I thought I would. One day I was like, God, you need to help me get back to, who I was and what I had, and all of those little fleshly. I feel sorry for myself, guys. I changed my top. I remember I was wearing a pink top that I propped I think I put like 3 bullets, propped my camera against a chair. I didn't even have none of these holding what like now I've got all this stuff, right? Prop this camera on a chair against the wall, and I'll announce the master plan class. If any of you have been following me for a while, you've heard me talk about the master plan class. I've had 13 cohorts of this thing. It's my signature coaching program right now. So I started advertising this thing, and I don't know how God did it. People signed up, and I implemented this program, and I kept on doing it after that. 2 years on, this was November 2018. Fast forward, I know today's the 1st of December, but November 2020, I have 2 brands, right? Modesta.Africa and Personal Excellence Academy. We registered in South Africa, a team of 5 people, master plan class, 13 cohorts. I have served 130 clients in career and business. Had recently won, a Pan-African award, written 3 more books from the 6 I had written before, served 3 new boards because I'd retired from all the boards that I'd served on when I was in Tanzania. God just switched my life around when I decided to get up. And I'm like, okay, so clearly I'm not going to get what I had before. And I don't know what moving forward looks like because I'm not even in the context. Hi, IK. Thank you, Irene. I'm not even in the context where I know what works for this market. But all I knew is I know me. I know the core skills, competencies that I have. I can vouch for me. Guys, no matter the context, I can vouch for me. I knew that. So if all I had was my phone, it literally was all I had. I didn't have no computer. Hey, people will let you know it was humbling. No computer. I just had a phone. If all I have is a phone, I have these people's Wi-Fi in their house because yes, they had Wi-Fi. I was Googling. I was getting on people's webinars. I was following influencers. That was my entire world. And now that I look back, who even has that kind of thirst to keep watching webinars? Who has that kind of thirst to keep learning, because I wasn't even doing anything with it. I'm just sitting there with these 2 kids at my feet. I kept on doing that. And then when I was preparing for what I'm sharing today, I realized, guys, I'm a faith lady, right? You know I love my God, and I will talk about my God all the time, right? So when I was preparing, thank you so much, Irene. When I was preparing for this thing, I just realized that God brought me here ahead of COVID-19. God always makes a plan. He always has a plan. In 2018, Modesta was in a context where she could not go into work. Modesta was in a context where she had no base, no business, no career to speak of. What do you do when all you have is the internet and the memory of what you could actually possibly do again because you've done it before? What do? You pivot, you reposition, you rebrand, you repackage, and you deploy a whole new global personal brand. And that is what today is about. All right, let's get started. I'm excited about my own stuff. Maybe if I didn't have a thing where I could see myself, I'd be more calm. But now that I see, I'm my own hype woman. I'm getting excited right now. Lean in, get this. If you want to build a global personal brand and have, Irene, you need to stay on this broadcast because you know what? I actually would like to quote. I think I need to interview you this week. I'm going to come back to this thing. I'll tell you. Irene is another person. She's like, look. I am outgrowing this context. I am outgrowing this market. Irene is out there going Pan-African. She's like, what do you do when you have exhausted the context you're in? What do you do when you have outgrown your market, your industry, your network? Sorry, guys, we'll talk about networks and associations as well. Well, you make a plan, you pivot, and you catapult yourself out. Irene's done that. I am doing that. And there's somebody else I think I'm going to do interviews with you guys if it's okay. There's somebody else who's done that as well that I would like to profile. All right. So the first tip, right? I'm going to come back to how I've done things later when we have time. The first tip is you need to pick a problem. What problem do you exist to solve? We cannot be out here talking to everybody about everything. Many people, though, feel like if I just choose the one thing, then I am actually canceling myself away from all the other opportunities that could come up, right? So if I could just be a supermarket of absolutely anything you're thinking of, unless you actually are a supermarket, don't do that. That is diluting your personal brand. And I'll talk about what personal branding is in a minute. What you want to do is, there's this guy, he said, and in one of my courses, I have a slide that says, he says, you want to define your niche. You want to define the people and the problem you solve so tightly that only you fit in it. You don't want to be there for everybody doing everything on the planet. There should be a specific problem you're solving for a specific people or organization. You cannot say, I'm out here and I'm helping everybody. And you're not helping everybody. And you're not speaking to everybody. So please, tip number 1 to building a global personal brand. Teddy, I see you. Welcome. Is pick a problem. What urgent pain? I was speaking to one of my mentors the other day, and he says, Modesta, I asked him to review some of my products. That's another tip, guys. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to strive to be just so amazing and different. Go speak to those that have gone before, ask for their time, come with something valuable, for their time, and ask for their feedback on things. Anyway, I miss you too, IK. Don't get me off track, right? So you need to speak, what is this problem that I'm solving? Who has this problem? And he said, when you're thinking about problem, Modesta, make sure it is a painkiller and is not a vitamin. And I'm like, come again? He said, a vitamin, you can go 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, 2 weeks. You can go a whole year without eating a vitamin, you're fine because you're still eating. But a painkiller, you have a headache, you have a pain in your stomach, you have a pain somewhere, you want relief now. Too many of us, and this may be you if you're online and you have a business, or if you're online and you're looking to distinguish yourself for opportunities in career, for opportunities in impact, to influence. Some people want a position for boards. Some people want a position to influence policy. And you're thinking, why isn't anybody seeing me? Because you may be talking about what is just a nice to have. It's not a what? Where have you been all my life? I need this right now. I am so glad that I've come across you. So it's time to go back and reevaluate what we're doing, what we're saying. Is what I am putting out to people, that would be nice? Or is it, man, like you must know my life. Like you have addressed exactly what I'm going through. So glad to know you're here. How do I access you? Pick a problem. Make sure it's urgent. Make sure you can show people what is that 0 to hero transformation you're taking them through. 0 is where they are now. They're not happy. Hero is you have helped them get through this process that you hold to a transformational, to a successful outcome that they want, where they are the hero. So it's good to then think about people saying, what's in it for me? Saying, so what about what you do, so that you can capture what's relevant to them. One of the things that I had to pivot and I had to learn, and I'm still learning, guys, because you guys know I'm just too hype with myself, right? Is that I can't be the hero when I'm coming to you as a trusted solution provider. I need to be the guide and you are the hero. So I was out here talking about how great I am, what I have done, what I've been through, but I wasn't showcasing enough of how, I empathize, I feel you, and I can help you. So you find, and you know how telling this can be? You find people saying, oh, good for you. Oh, we're just happy for you. And like, they shouldn't be happy for you. They should be like, oh my goodness, You are speaking to me, you are addressing me, I want some of you. So pick a problem, people. You have to narrowly define it. Not everything, not to everyone. So I am only speaking to African leaders, and people are like, why only Africans? Some people, oh, why only leaders? And I'm only speaking to market leaders. I'm only speaking to career and business. And I truly have a feeling I'm gonna niche down even further to only speak to business. Guys, I love ya. But we need to be earning money, okay? We need to be making our own money, earning our own money, and creating opportunities for other people. So I may just pivot towards that, narrow down my niche even more. All right, where's my slide? What do I do? Number 2, choose your ideal client. Now, what do I mean by ideal client? And what do I mean by client? Because somebody be like, oh no, but I just want to grow a global, personal brand for career opportunities, not business. Still, that organization you want to work with, that's your client. That company you want to work with, even if it's a nonprofit, that's your client. So you need to choose your ideal client. You need to choose those that, now listen how I defined ideal client. That they have the problem you say you're going to solve, because you said there's a problem you're going to solve, right? You stand for a specific problem, right, that you solve. They have the problem. They desperately need a solution. The third thing, they are able and willing to pay to access you. Let me break that down. Guys, I've missed these lives. I'm getting excited all by myself. Hey, Najma, welcome. Hi, Aris Cake, True, Maisha, MBT, Tanzania, welcome. All right. They have the problem. If you're out here to solve a specific problem, then you should be speaking to people that have that problem. You're thinking, yeah, that's obvious. It is not, because I am here speaking to African leaders, and I think I'm speaking to senior African leaders sometimes, or mid to senior African leaders, and I bring products and I bring value that I believe would be pertinent to them. But most of the engagement I get are from entry level, or getting it from people who are really not at a position where they understand the value of building a global personal brand. And so here I am talking about a problem to an audience that doesn't really see that as a must-have right now pain to relieve. Therefore, I can't monetize that. I won't have the kind of engagement and the kind of reciprocity that I need. So they must have the problem. They must desperately need the solution. Some people be like, that would be nice at some point. I would like to do that. Like haven't really thought about it, but now that you say it, yeah, it could be something. No, I'm running a business. I'm speaking to people. I expect to convert this traffic. These conversations should convert to ching. So I need to be sure, and that is on me, right? To make sure my messaging, my branding, my profiling gets to the right ears so that I can have the right results, and that they are able, right? And they are willing. They have the funds. They have the decision-making authority, because sometimes people don't have the funds, or they're not the last decision maker on a purchasing decision, for instance. And so, what are you going to do? They're probably going to get a no from their spouse, or whatever else that they have to consider. And they're willing to pay. That they see a value to what you bring, and they absolutely are willing to pay right now. And that's another area that I have, and it's really been making me think about, niching down further. People are like, oh, so that's expensive. So for instance, the master plan class is $1,000. Okay, fine, it's $997, right? The courses that I've offered, I'm offering on the 2021 Side Hustle Bundle are $99 until the 7th of December, my 40th birthday. But people are like, oh, Modesta, sorry, $99 is too much money. Clearly, these are not my people, but these are a lot of people. So if I have, guys, nothing personal, I love you, don't unfriend me, or you can unfriend me. I'm good. So I am surrounded, and I am appearing to people who do not comprise my ideal client. Or if they do, I have to do a lot of work, whether it's educating, whether it's relating, to get them to see the value of what I bring, and then they convert, and then they're able to buy from me. So be mindful of that. It's not how many followers you have. It's not whether they actually are female if you want to speak to females, or they are males if you're speaking to males, or they do have a business if you want to speak to entrepreneurs, right? It really comes down to narrowly defining, choosing your ideal client. They must have the problem you ought to solve. They must desperately right now want the solution, and they must be able to be willing to pay. Like they're rushing to you. I need this right now. I want to pay. The third tip to building a global personal brand is updating your social media bio. You can do this today. Hi, Prosper. Hey, Gracie, guys, your name just Chonde. Let me just tell you something else, by the way. On building personal brand, this has nothing to do with tip number 3, but kind of helps tip number 3. If you want to be distinguished as a person, you would have to have your name on your handle. Like I'm out here trying to pronounce all kinds of things with you guys, either your name or your business name with your handle. Otherwise, people just won't be able to get you, right? So just putting it out there. So if you have like Chick Baby Yeah 92. Anyway, tip number 3 to building a global personal brand. Update your social media bio. So across all platforms, and the platforms I would recommend that you move with are LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. LinkedIn, because, over 750 million people that are just looking for career and business opportunities. That's the purpose of them. Yes, they're in other contexts too, but that's what that platform is for. And recruiters, I got this opportunity to learn LinkedIn Recruiter. It is a tool that you can search by keywords, search by location, search by very narrow areas to find people for opportunities. So you want to be on LinkedIn because there are people whose daily job is to look for you. And they're out here looking for you and they're not finding you. And LinkedIn Recruiter, that tool helps them get the right people. So you want to really have a bio and a profile that is as robust as possible. On that bio highlight, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, don't put mother, daughter, prayer warrior. I'm just making fun of my sisters, in the Lord, because you guys, I'm born again Christian as well. So I just feel like, we can just talk about our stuff, right? Mother, daughter, prayer warrior. And you're looking to position globally, that says nothing. That doesn't help with anything. Hey, Rudy, I see you. So put what you bring to the table as your bio. What is the value add? Either you put the position that you hold. So people are like, dang, is that what she does? Is that who she is? Founder of this, whatever of that other thing. You're like, wow. Or you can put, I put this out for you. I help, and then you write in your ideal client. And you can say, so what you help them with. I help ideal client do what? That's the urgent pain that you're relieving, right? Put that down. And in spaces like Facebook and LinkedIn, it allows you to write a more robust bio. It allows you to write something longer. So you can write, I help ideal client. Then you mention the urgent pain that you help them solve. And you can mention that 0 to hero transformation I was talking about, right? How you take them from where they currently are, which they don't like, to where they absolutely have been transformed and are doing well. And that's the hero state. Make sure you also update your education, your work experience, your service, whether it's boards, whether it's voluntary. It doesn't have to be something that you got paid for. Certifications, skills, links to places you've been featured, whether it's periodicals, it's interviews. Put those links there so that people can, without getting to meet you, without you justifying, explaining, expanding, they just see your profile. They're like, this is the person we want to have a conversation with. Use social media to build a global personal brand. Do that. And something else that I think is absolutely wonderful, ask for recommendations. Go to friends, friends. I retract that. Go to people you have worked with. People that had supervised you, people you had served maybe through your business, and ask for a recommendation. It goes a long way when I'm not out here tooting my own horn, but there are other people who say, well, I will vouch for this person. They have done this. They helped us, go from this zero state to this hero state. I would recommend them to anybody, anywhere in the world. Tip number 4, consider before you post. You must think of your ideal client, right? What is that urgent pain they need resolved? Think about that each time you post, so that even when you're just talking about me and my life and whatever, there is a lesson in that. There is an angle. Maybe it's a struggle you are overcoming or you had overcome. Maybe it's a memory of what was, but then you went through a certain transformation similar to the one that you're proposing to them. Always make it relatable, that they can also go through. Consider purpose, consider your message, and consider your call to action. What is the purpose of your post? What do you want people to do with it? Do you want them to just know something? Do you want them to change? What is it that you're looking to do? Things we put out on the internet, we cannot take them back. Things we put out on the internet, they define us. There's no such thing as it's Instagram, it's Facebook, it's private. It's not private, it's all public. You go to the internet right now, go to Google, search. You will find, if you are found, you will find your name and you will find everything about you that you've ever had. And so make sure, if you want to build global authority, you want to build a brand that you represent something and you're capable of solving certain problems, that is what that is center and foremost in people's minds. Tip number 5, be authentic, capture attention and influence hearts. There's so many people going after your ideal clients' attention and their wallets. You want to make sure that whenever they're looking to get that urgent pain resolved, they come to you. They have you foremost in mind. So clear, attractive, compelling, pictures and clips. Video is always so much better than using pictures alone, but pictures are so much better than words. So as little, if not at all, words on your post as possible, so that aesthetically it looks beautiful when you go through somebody's profile. Use stories, right? You can use stories. So you have whatever image, and then you can write the stories on the description. You can do this across all platforms. Okay, Twitter kind of restricts you, but Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn kind of give you a little bit more wiggle room. Use stories rather than just stating facts, rather than putting ads. Use stories, your stories, testimonials from other people, things you had heard. Use stories to bring in the relatability, to engage meaningfully. People relate with stories a whole lot more than just advertising. We actually kind of shirk away from advertising, even if it's authentic, even if it's effective, because, someone's trying to sell at me. You don't want to be sold at, but you get lured in with a story. Also, post on stories. Post on your highlight reels. Now, if you're going to ask me, Modesta, what stories, what's highlight reel, and you're on Instagram, now, can you just Google that yourself, right? Because you can get and post on your stories, and people tend to, look at stories more. I've already told you the platforms that I think, you can get on. Tip number 6, we have 5 more tips. Give 3 times the value than you ask. So show up with value adding content, whether it is to educate, to inspire, to challenge, to connect. Just show up genuinely looking out for the interests of your ideal client. They are still your ideal client. You still want to sell them, whether you're selling you and your career, your capability that you can serve in their organization, or you're selling a product or service through your business. You want to eventually sell to them, but you can't be selling all the time. You want to connect, because people make buying decisions from the heart. They don't make buying decisions from the head. People do not choose to buy because it makes logical sense and is factual. They choose to buy because they just feel like they can relate with you. They feel like they can trust you. So whatever you do, 3 times more value, but at the end of the day, you are out here to sell. Even if it's yourself for career opportunities. Do not shy away from selling. Sell. Fine, give 3 times more value, but do sell. Do put out calls to action. Click my bio, call this number, DM me, take this link. Guide people towards engaging in a sale. Don't feel shy about it. Do it. Tip number 7, research what is searched. You can actually know what your ideal client is searching for as regards to the area that you want to help them with. By the way, you're not helping your ideal client with everything. There's a very specific problem that they have that you want to help them with. For instance, if I want to work with women over 40, might as well, women over 40, it's not going to be everything. It's not going to be them and the marital issues. It's not going to be them and varicose veins. It's not going to be them and their tummies. It'll have to be something very niched. So do the same. You can actually research what your ideal client is searching when it comes to that area. And when you do that and you use the keywords they use when they're searching, when you use the hashtags they use when they're speaking about those issues, when you mention and follow the people they do, the organizations they do, what happens is that the algorithms of these platforms, they immediately see that you are a person that engages in these global conversations. You are a person that, is an expert. It actually starts profiling you as an expert, as an influencer in this field. Imagine, from the comfort of your, like Modesta did when she was starting out with the 2 kids in that 1 bedroom, right? You can do that. Google is no brainer, but YouTube is not only another social platform. YouTube is also a search engine. People want to watch videos real quick. I do it. Like, that's my hack, guys. I watch videos real quick to learn about a thing, to position something better. So people search, and when you write the first word, usually it auto fills in the rest. So you write in a keyword related to what your ideal client is interested in, and it will show you all the different variations. There's another website. Oh, I'll come back to you. I'm gonna post it in the comments. Answer the Public. It's called Answer the Public, and it is a website that you can put in any keyword, and it shows you all the variations of questions that people, it's like a mind map that people have asked related to that. So then you can use that either to make it a topic for a talk, a topic for a video, a topic for a blog post, a topic just for a conversation that you're having, on social media, because there are people, your ideal people are asking those specific questions that come up from Answer the Public, right? .com. They're asking those specific questions, and when you address them, and then you use hashtags, and you're tagging the right people. Please don't go tagging strangers in a weird way. If you have learned something from someone, and that's my next tip, then you can tag them and mention the insight. Tip number 8, connect with global influencers. You want to go global, right? This is where, Irene, I want to come back to you. You want to go global. Your context, if to this point has not gotten you global, your people in career, your people in business, your friends, your family, your people in your place of worship, and if to this point when you're watching this video, no one in your context is speaking about anything, about getting out of where you are and doing more, and not saying that where you are is less, or you absolutely need to know, but if you are interested in building a global personal brand, which is why you're on this video, then you're interested in getting out of your local context. Now, I need to say this. Being African isn't necessarily being local, and then Europe, Asia, the Americas, whatever is global. No. You could be in America in a certain context, and that's local, and you want to do Africa, and you want to do other contexts. Okay, so let's just get it right. But point is, you've been in this local context for so long that you now see the value of getting out. And if at the point at which you're watching this video right now, you have not had the kind of conversations with your circle of friends, your circle, your colleagues, your peers, your industry, influencers about how to get out, then clearly you're not going to get that from them. So you might have to do a little bit of research, something extra yourself. Follow influencers. So what I started doing is, if I am interested in something someone is doing and they tag someone, like they're doing it with them, or they mention an organization that is related in this area, I will follow them. And then I will go to that person I followed and look at everybody they're following. Sometimes you can kind of tell from their picture, what they stand for. They look kind of serious. Sometimes, you have to click their profile so you can see what they're doing and see if that would interest you. But it's worthwhile. And you start following these people, first of all. It helps you when feeds come up, because you guys know we're always on, we spend a lot of hours, like over 5 hours, 6 for sure, on social media per day. Imagine. But anyway, we do, right? When your feed starts going up, you start seeing really valuable content that will help you up your game, that will help you connect with the right people, right? Don't you want to go through your feeds and you're not seeing drama, you're not seeing butts, you're not seeing beef, you're just seeing things that build you up, right? So it is valuable to follow those influencers. But not just that, you can then start, I mentioned before, tagging, right? So you've learned something of value, and you can either repost, reshare. That also shows, right, that you are in that circle, in that global context. And you can tag them and mention what you had learned from them. And they could well befriend you, but even if they don't, that already elevates your profile as a person who appreciates things of that level. And that the algorithm helps you, brings you closer to people like them and their networks, which is where you want to be. You want to also join groups, associations, conversations around the problem you are solving and the ideal client that you're speaking to. And a little hack that I use countries, cities in your hashtags, and even time zones that speak to your person. So if I say, I'm going to have this thing at 10 a.m. US, at 5 p.m. Southern African time, and at 6 p.m. East African time, you're like, all right, so, I guess, she's doing the whole global thing. And I'm actually probably going to add some European tags because I'm looking at Africans and Africans in the diaspora, right? That also says, and that makes it easy then for your ideal client to say, oh, so I understand what that time is. Don't just mention one time zone. Mention their time zone too. Tip number 9, be consistent. No matter what it looks like. I don't look at likes. I don't look at the audience. 2018, January to December, I showed up every Monday. Some of you may have known this, on Facebook Live. There are times not a human being would show up for an hour. But I speak just like this, guys. You know how excitable I get. I speak exactly as excited as if, there are millions of people. I am sharing valuable content the entire time, regardless of whether or not I'm seeing people. Now, it is great when there is engagement. I do appreciate that a lot. But initially, you're building your global personal brand. So be consistent in building. Be consistent in your identity. Be consistent in your niche. Do not feel like, it's not catching here. Maybe I should just pivot to another. No. Stay with them. If that's the ideal client you want to work with, if that is a solution that you want to bring, stay with it and continue to show up, because what you're doing is you're building the image and the impression that you are that trusted solution provider that people should come to. But that takes time. I heard it could take as little, anything less than 2 years is usually, oh, wow. But it would take 2 to 6 years of people just watching you. They are watching you for years. And you're out here bringing relevant, really transformational content. And then one day they choose to engage with you. One day they choose to buy from you. So all that time when you're like, I'm hearing crickets, there's absolutely nothing happening. There's a lot happening. People are observing. And what are people observing? Whether you can be consistent with it. Whether you're just doing this to make money, or you're actually doing this because you truly do believe in giving the solution. You truly are invested in their transformation. It is important to be visible, that people actually know you exist. Because guys, how are you going to sell? How are you going to go global in your career, in your business, if people don't even know you exist? So you need to exist. And when you exist, you need to have a good profile, but you need to be active, right? So you're visible. You're relevant. Every time I showed up, I'm showing you guys my butt pictures. If every time I showed up, maybe I'll talk about, let's say even Jesus, because I love the Lord, right? And I'm just talking about Jesus the entire time. You would never get an impression that, I'm positioning as Africa's leadership coach, right? I wouldn't give you that impression at all. Some people may know that. They would know it in other contexts, but it would not be obvious to you if I show up, but every time I show up, I'm talking about different things. And I want to ask you, what global personal brand are you building? And when you show up to your ideal client, what are you talking about? What are you posting? What are you saying? Can anybody tell what you stand for from what you're doing, from what you talk about? Is it obvious? Because if it's not, then they're not going to engage with you for global opportunities. Make sure it adds value. Not only is it relevant, but it really adds value. Make sure every time you show up, you're posting something that takes people from a place that they are, that it may not be their preferred place to be, to a transformational end state that you know you can bring about. And this is how you build, you build a profile of a trusted solution provider. Tip number 10, we're almost done. Create products for the global market. You can create something, even if it's, let's say, a 5-minute video for YouTube, and this is the only video you ever do. A couple of months ago, I was watching something, and it was actually a Christian program. This lady, her video had 400 and something K followers. And I was like, wow, I'm loving her stuff. So I subscribed immediately. By the way, guys, if you love this, go to modesta.africa on YouTube and subscribe. Turn on notifications. I will keep posting these out there. Anyway, so I'm like over 490 something K views, right? So I subscribe immediately and I go to look at other videos because I really want to watch her other videos. She has 2. I'm like, what? She has in total 3 videos. But this one video was so huge that she's got all these ads. She's monetizing off of one video. She's building a global brand, a global footprint off of one video. So create something that you can take to the global market. YouTube, Amazon. People think to publish on Amazon, you actually need to send a book. You don't need to send a physical book, people. You can self-publish. Go to amazon.com/KDP or KDP.com. KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. And you can write your Word document, whatever little book, whether it's a little book or a big book. You upload it. Upload a cover, which you could have done on canva.com. Boop, you're a published author. That's what we're doing. There, I'm giving all kinds of secrets today. And you're published. Global publisher. Global author, by the way, author. YouTube, Amazon, LinkedIn, Facebook, you can actually sell, create products, Instagram that you can sell out here. Etsy, Alibaba, Thinkific, so many platforms that you can sell your products, your services. If you're thinking, thank you so much, IK. If you're thinking, but Modesta, I sell cups, right? How do I do that online? You could, oh my goodness. For instance, if you go to shopify.com, you can upload your image or create images right there. You make t-shirts, bags, cups, belts, whatever you want to make. Shades, just whatever you want to make. They print them, they make them, and they ship them for you. So Shopify, for instance, integrates with Printify. These are actual companies that exist. And you have this shop, you created all this merchandise, but that merchandise isn't tangible. That merchandise is only, that order is only delivered when you pay. So you never have to deal with the customer. The person that satisfies that order, they're the ones that do that. I'm looking for another word like other than satisfies. What is that word? Fulfills. The company that will fulfill that order is the one that, packages and sends to them. So you don't actually have to have inventory sitting with you, because a lot of people are like, Modesta, I don't have the money to invest in that. You don't need money. You don't need money. Shopify gives a 2-week free trial. You can create something right now when you get off this feed. Create products, create services, put them online for free, start marketing them for free on social media, and there you're going global. You're welcome. Listen, personal branding is this. It is your intentional, ongoing effort. It is your ongoing process of creating a specific image or impression of yourself in the minds of your ideal client. You want to position as a trusted solution provider, both in employment and in entrepreneurship. You want to have yourself so ingrained as a personal brand in their minds that whenever they're thinking of this niche that you have so narrowly defined, your name comes up. You want to be so clear about who you are, who you serve, what problem of theirs you solve, to what outcome, that there is no way that your ideal client is going to have a conversation about how to get solutions without your name coming up. Now, I said I have a bonus for you guys. I have advertised the 2021 Side Hustle Bundle. And this is 4 courses and an ebook blueprint that helps you find a passion you can make profit out of. It helps you can actually develop a profitable and irresistible product in one day. guys. One day. I make it so easy. Build personal brand authority. And authority basically means trust, right? Zig Ziglar said, if people like you, they'll listen to you. But if they trust you, they will do business with you. And I would like to help you build brand authority. That when you speak, people are like, yes. When you speak, people listen. And you can so position your expertise online that opportunities will come for you. This is how I have gotten the speaking engagements I have. This is how I was able to get funding, to build Modesta.Africa. This is how I now have partners in South Africa, registered in South Africa. I have a team now. This is how this Friday I'm speaking in Zambia. I'm not even in Zambia. I'm speaking at a platform in Zambia. A couple of weeks time, I'll be on the 17th, I think, 10th, I'll be speaking in another context, and later in the month somewhere else. I'm not in all these countries. I am where I am, but I am going global because of what I've been able to build. And the 2021 Side Hustle Bundle is to help you do the same. Whatever level of business you're at, whatever level of, and I really would urge that it be mid to senior management, wherever you are, you're looking to grow your footprint, you're looking to so position yourself for opportunities. There's another lady that I said I will interview this week, and she wanted to get on boards in the context she was in. Then she wanted to get into regional positions of influence. So she didn't want to leave her job, and she still hasn't, but she wanted to so position her profile in the industry she was in the market she was in. So we're able to build her up to get into boards and then to get into Pan-African. She's now in a Pan-African, I think 40-something country, not 52 quite, 40-something country regional position. And she recently just spoke on a global platform. How? I helped her build a global personal brand. She is now a global personal brand authority. So if this is something that moves you, go to Modesta.Africa. Simple, right? I look at that, a website like that. Modesta.Africa. And you see the 2021 Side Hustle Bundle. You can either just pick whichever course from the 4 or enjoy the amazing limited until 7th of December on my 40th birthday when I take it down discount to get the entire bundle and the ebook. Like I said before, my signature course, $9.97 at the moment. I am selling each course on the Side Hustle Bundle for $99 until the 7th of December. And the whole bundle is $390 until the 7th of December. My executive coaching goes into the 5 figures, right? Annually to work with me it's like you're getting close to $20,000. If you get a course from me for that amount, people, I recommend that you take it. I hope that this has worked for you. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have questions, let me just see. Do I have questions? I'm seeing Fide, I'm seeing Esaias, I'm seeing Namboa High, Radelf, Awan, Msoka, Nicole. Okay. All right, Dr. Sana. Hey, Brianna. Hi, Lorraine Murray. John Mushi. Natasha. Okay, Sophia. Hey, Sophie. Miss K. What did Irene say? Amazing. You show up at Modesta. Come on. Thank you. And now 12 for women. 12 for women. Come on. So Irene, I need to interview. So guys, this is it, right? I am going to interview Irene, and I need you to answer certain things because I just love what you've done. This is what you do. You pivot. That there is no way you get to a place where you're complacent. I've grown and this is all the growing I need to do. You need to learn how to pivot. There is so much more to learn, to grow into, to experience, to have. I mean, don't you want to build an empire? I do. Don't you want to impact more than just me and mine in my context? I certainly do. I want to leave this world completely empty. I have emptied absolutely everything God, put in me to do. And there are times the context you're in, it can only take so much. It can only hold so much. And you need to enlarge your tent a little. And building a global personal brand does that for you. So if you're interested in the 2021 Side Hustle Bundle, you would like to develop your personal brand and create a product that is irresistible and profitable that you can continuously market, right? People need to have a touch point. Okay, you're out here saying things. How do we access you? Do you have coaching, consulting services? Do you train? Do you have a product? Do you have a link? How when people then get to know you and they want to have access to you, they need to have a touch point. Irene just said, Toi for women. So if you go to TWAA, is it .com, Irene? Because I want to get this right? You, as a woman, you can learn and you can network and you can grow your business and your career, on that platform. So that is a touch point for her. So if people follow her and they're really moved by what she represents and they would like to access, she has a product they can access. It is key for you to develop a product, whether it's a personal brand and people would want to pay you. And it's so easy. It's so easy to get paid online. Honestly, the calendar you book on also has a payment method. You can go to, I use Acuity Scheduling. You can use Calendly. There's another one called, I'm trying to remember, it starts with T, Trello. There's so many ways of people booking your time. And when they book you, they pay immediately, because some people will book you and then they'll give you stories. No. They pay first and then they access you. So many ways that I teach you through these courses for distinguishing yourself, to build yourself up into a global personal brand. I am grooming global African leaders that are driving Africa's ascent. I believe Africa is going to be the leading economic region in the world. I actually believe my country is going to be the leading country in the world, but that's another story for another day. Africa is going to be the leading economic region in the world, and I need to have the men and women that are going to drive that ascent going global. So if this is speaking to you, this is something that you want to do, please do go to modesta.africa, register for either one of or buy the entire bundle of the 2021 Side Hustle Bundle, or book me. You can book a discovery call with me to look at how you can work with me personally in coaching or consulting for your career and business. Thank you so much for your time, you guys. You're welcome, Dr. Sanat. Thank you. Bed Swabri, Chola 36, Upendo's Way, Nate, Tammy, Lois. Hi, Lois. Guys, people, these names, I love you. But please do consider, if you do want to build your profile and you want to be easily identifiable, I need your names working. I need your names. Use your real name or use the name of your business. Make it easy for people to access you. I'm so much like Naria. My brother says that all the time. Andrew, whenever he posts, okay, so now we're going into a family thing. Whenever he posts Naria's pictures or videos like, little Modesta Mdogo. I'm so excited to hear that. Okay, Irene and Sophia, what are you guys talking about? All right. Guys, come. Enos, awesome content. It's been great. Enos, I'm so glad you were able to make it. Welcome. Thank you, Christina Hart. Bedon Willow. Guys, if I'm butchering your name, Yani, just forget. Disminder 24. People, this was beautiful. Considering that I created an entire video and I had a mic and my braids were hitting my mic and so it came out bad, I think this went rather well, if I may say so myself. Well, that's the other thing. The last thing. You need to root for yourself. You need to believe in yourself. You need to have confidence that you do bring value and you have something to contribute. People, they will smell doubt and fear and second guessing in you. And if you don't believe in yourself, if you won't promote what you have, if you will not show up consistently for yourself, don't expect other people to. So you be your number one fan before anybody else does. And just keep your head down. You will reap the dividends. It will surely. Nobody will tell me that if I have identified a problem and I've identified an ideal client and I live each day to serve them, nobody will tell me that will not check out. I have fallen so many times and gotten back up so many times. I've had to reinvent myself in contexts that didn't even make sense. The one that I've shared with you guys is just one of them. But each time God has been faithful, things have come through. There is no way people will tell me that if I put in the work, it will not come. You will surely reap a dividend, but you must then be in it for the long haul. You must understand it is not a sprint, it's a marathon. You must be ready and able to stand even if nobody else is standing with you, nobody is cheering on. You keep doing that. but you are getting the attention of the right people. And one day, it'll just be about testimonials. That's all I got to say, my people. I love you. I thank you. Gotta go now. Modesta.Africa for the 2021 Side Hustle Bundle. Or if you'd like to work with me as your coach, career, business, leadership, executive coach. Thank you again. Have a wonderful one. How do you switch this off? All right, got it. Thanks, guys. Bye.